Hello and welcome to the Seahawkers podcast, Week 11 Pick'em Show. I'm Brandon Schultz, and I am joined by my good buddy Adam Emmert. Adam, we are going into Week 11, and I'm just glad that based on these past 2 weeks, we've gone back and forth in terms of who was right and more correct. But between you and me, we've got a beat on the league now.
Yeah, or at least closer to one. You wouldn't know it after our Thursday night pick, though, as we both went 0-1 picking the commies. Saquon Barkley continues to make me look like a stupid human. And you'd think I'd learn, but no, I'm a very slow learner, and it's going to take some time, apparently.
Well, it is. I mean, to be fair to you and me, I think it was the Eagles' most significant win of the season against a team that really could challenge them. And maybe Jaden Daniels is a little bit more hurt with the rib injury than we really knew.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously going to affect you. I don't know if you've ever done anything to your ribs. I fell off a ladder sleepwalking onto a fence, and it didn't break ribs, dislocated them, and got them popped back in and all that. But boy, that hurt for weeks.
Yeah, so I think I don't know what Jaden's doing as far as falling off ladders or sleepwalking, but hopefully he's going to be all right soon, at least for our pick'em purposes, because I feel like I tend to pick the Commanders more than not, and I need them to be healthy for those reasons.
Yep, for sure. I'm glad it worked out for Amy at the very least. That makes me happy.
All right, 911, our live executive producer, joining us in chat with the $9.99 super chat. Go Hawks, Ryan.
Go Hawks, man. And all right, well, let's look at these stupid games that I'm bound to get as wrong as possible here.
All right, well, we are starting off in the hole, but I feel like this next pick between the Packers and the Bears, this one should be pretty easy for the both of us and should be correct for the both of us.
I would think so. I'm definitely going Packers here, although you never know. I mean, getting rid of Waldron and going to Thomas Brown, maybe that's a big deal for them. I don't think so, though. It feels like the rest of the consternation in the locker room hasn't gone anywhere, so we'll see how that goes. But the whole Bears situation got me to thinking a little bit about Geno's situation and everybody trying to, and not everybody, but the small section of the fan base, is get rid of Geno, draft a young kid. It's going to be so much better. What are we screwing around for? And it just kind of occurred to me, like the Bears, right? The defensive-minded head coach. They had Shane Waldron as offensive coordinator. They had a bad offensive line and pretty good skill position players. And the number one generational talent that they drafted is struggling. And then I look at Geno Smith, especially last year, defensive head coach, Shane Waldron is the offensive coordinator, bad offensive line, and pretty good skill players. And he looks so much better than Caleb Williams. I just find that to be interesting. Like, I think that's about as apples to apples as you can get in this league.
It's a difference of, how people viewed Caleb Williams versus, how he's made that transition. And the other part of it too is, do you want to be win now team, or do you want to grow with a young quarterback and have that potential future franchise guy that's going to stick with your team over several years? And if I'm going to pick which one of these two quarterbacks is going to be in the league in 5 years from now, Caleb's the more likely one.
Is he? I don't know that that's. I don't know that that's a slam dunk by any stretch of the imagination. And sure, the young quarterback, franchise quarterback to grow with, or the young franchise quarterback to bust that you pinned all your hopes on and traded a bunch to get. So I think it's an interesting look into be appreciative of what you have. Not every first round draft pick that comes in is going to be CJ Stroud, Jaden Daniels.
Oh no. And it's tough to say too, that with our general manager, like he has this amazing track record of picking quarterbacks because he just never picks quarterbacks.
Right. Well, in terms of one in the upper half of the draft, he's 1 for 1.
Jaguars at the Lions. 99% of people going with the hometown Lions to bounce back after. Wait, did they lose last week?
No, they
They
came
almost
back.
lost.
They overcame Jared Goff's 5 interceptions. Like, that's how good of a team they are this year.
Overcame 5 interceptions. That's why I felt like they lost, because they should have lost.
Right. So how many like different VPNs and fake accounts do you think Trevor Lawrence has as he's sitting out injured to where he was able to get that up to 1%? Like, how many votes do you think it took?
It's all of the Mac Jones, like his entire family. They really want this to be a win for Mac, so he continue quarterbacking the Jags with Lawrence out. I don't know. That's the best I can come up with.
Yeah, well, hey, it's as good enough theory as any. Maybe it's just 1% of the people just clicked wrong.
That's true too.
Yeah.
Let's see. We don't know. Will Brinson's even going with the Lions. So, man.
Okay.
I
thought he was trying to get fired. Guess not.
not trying hard enough. Raiders at Dolphins, 95% to 5%, Adam.
That's interesting that it's that lopsided, but yeah.
Minshew back in the lineup for the Raiders.
Okay. I mean, that was funny though. I just watching some of the Raiders fans go up and down about how, Desmond Ridder, he gives us the best chance to win. Like, how can we possibly, put Minshew back in there? I'm sitting there thinking to myself, are you freaking kidding me? Like, this generation's Ryan Fitzpatrick is better in Minshew than Ridder, who just shouldn't be in the league.
No, I don't know. I think people are just hopeful that that somebody else can turn things around for the Raiders. But do you? What do you think?
Dolphins, and it hurts to say.
All right. Well, I am going with the Raiders as my risk pick this week, Adam.
Fair enough. Okay. Now, just so you know, before you declare that, I'll give you one out right now before we start looking down the standings. Are you sure? Is this your final answer?
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. Because last week, I wish you would have given me an out last week, because I think I would have done better by like 2 picks.
Well, I mean, you might have if you hadn't jumped the gun and just picked a risk pick too early,
No, I'm sure. I've even got it locked in over here.
Okay.
All right. Rams at Patriots. Rams going on the road. They need to lose this game. That's all I got to say.
It'd be nice if they did. Patriots on a little bit of run. They beat the Bears and sent them into a tailspin and ended Shane Waldron's experience there in Chicago. I would
Rams
think
still favored by 4.5 though.
Yeah, I like their pass rush a little bit against a rookie quarterback. Yeah, we'll go Rams here, and it doesn't feel good.
No, it doesn't, but I like winning.
Yeah.
And I need to beat you, so I'm also picking the Rams.
Okay, well, good luck.
Browns at the Saints. 75% going with the Saints. What's going on? People not on the Jameis train for a revenge game against his former team?
Guess not. I'm a little disappointed the Browns are at 25% because this would be my risk pick, but I think I'm still going Browns here.
It kind of makes sense to go Browns here too. They are favored despite the fact that they're on the road against the Saints. It's interesting that it is 75% when they are so heavily favored, even by the consensus picks among the CBS writers. I think you and I may have consensus on this one too. Yep. Oh, what? Why did I have Patriots down for me? That's wrong.
See, cheating already. Look at that.
Did I not call Rams like 2 seconds ago?
You did. Okay. I just wanted to throw some unfounded allegation at you just to see how you'd handle it.
Yeah. See, it's already starting. All right.
Yep.
We both got the Browns, and it is unfortunate it's not a risk pick because I have no idea why people are so heavy on the Saints. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's kind of a coin flip game though, too.
Yeah.
And that plays out even with the 1 point favorite that the Browns are.
I think you're putting way too much thought into the Who Cares Bowl.
Is this the Who Cares Bowl, or is it going to be Colts Jets coming up?
I think some people care about Colts Jets just because Anthony Richardson's back and all that, but
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we go there? We can skip ahead. We don't have to go in order. Colts, Jets. Who you got?
That's what I got.
Jets are favored by 4.
Wow. Really? Okay. I don't know. I'm going to go Colts. The Jets are just so bad and it's such a dysfunctional mess.
Say that. Who are you going with? You're going with
Colts.
the Jets? Colts. All right.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. In fact, I don't even remember who I picked necessarily in this game. I went with the Jets because Anthony Richardson against that Jets defense. I've got to figure that
that Jets defense is underachieving by a huge amount.
They are, but up against a rookie technically a rookie quarterback. I think
hand the ball to Jonathan Taylor.
I'm going to call Anthony Richardson a rookie quarterback for at least 2 more years.
I think that's probably fair because that's about how long he's going to need to develop to become a viable quarterback if he ever gets there.
Okay, from the 2 who cares bowls to what might be the matchup of the week, Ravens at Steelers.
This is a fun game. All right, Ravens by 3, even on the road. All right, there we go. I like
the first offense against the 8th ranked defense.
Yeah, but second in points allowed.
Right.
The Ravens first in scoring. This is just fascinating all the way around. But the thing about it is that the Ravens have been fairly poor in pass defense, if memory serves. And the Russ redemption tour continues on here.
Fairly poor? You mean 32nd in the NFL?
Is that how better? Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. But first against the rush. And that's really one of the things that the Steelers depend on, right? Get that running game going so that Russ can do his play action and really play the style of quarterback that fits his entire game. This is just a rugged matchup.
I don't know if the Ravens defense is that good or you can only gain so many yards through one aspect of your offense, right? And when you're giving up 370 yards and primarily through the air, I don't know if that means that they're that great against the run or if it just means that they're that bad against the pass that nobody runs against them.
Right. They're just well, we'll just throw it then because why not? And it's kind of interesting to see the Mike McDonald effect here with the defense and what it means losing him for them. I'm going to go Steelers here just for my nephew.
All right. I am going with the Ravens, and I think this is going to be a close game. I think what it comes down to it for me is just that Ravens able to pull it off in the end. Justin Tucker, although he hasn't been playing that great, I just think this is going to be a tight game. And with Lamar, he finds a way to get it done against the Steelers.
Yeah, it is the regular season. It's not the playoffs, so we're not counting on him to be clutching the playoffs here. So I can understand that. Honestly, you could choose either one of these, and there's a legitimate argument that I couldn't argue with.
I thought hard about the Steelers too, because this is just going to be a good matchup.
Yeah.
Vikings at Titans. Not a great matchup for the Titans.
I don't even want to talk about the Titans.
We don't need to.
Yeah.
Falcons at Broncos.
Falcons at Broncos. I like the Broncos here. The Falcons they're just one of those teams. I think it's because they're in the NFC South that their record looks better than it is. And the Broncos have played some good teams tough. Bo Nix continues to ascend. I like their run game. Their defense is fantastic. Yeah, I'm going Broncos, especially at home.
Oh, yeah. And that's really what does it for me, too. The Broncos defense up against that Falcons offense. I think that they'll be able to get enough done that, it's probably going to be another tight game, but I'd like the Broncos to pull this one off. I'm pretty sure.
I do, too. Plus, a South team going north. I know it's only November, but we got a little snow here in the Rockies the last couple of days. It's cooled off a little bit. We're kind of starting to feel the winter chill. Yeah. I like
Fabrice joining us in the chat. We are going to win tomorrow. Seahawks only at 5% against these Niners, Adam.
Look, I I guess this is my risk pick, and I don't even have to go out on a limb because I
No,
agree with
I
the
tried to make the Seahawks my risk pick weeks ago, and everyone bullied me into making an extra risk pick. So you will have to too.
All right. Do I have other options going down the slate here?
Probably.
Okay.
Any injury updates that we can see? Givens, Ward out. Brady Russell out.
Is Bosa on the injury report?
He
is not.
Where is he? Oh, yeah. Questionable hip. So still is questionable.
Okay. Gotcha.
Kittle still listed as questionable. So no major updates there.
All right.
All right. We got to take the Seahawks.
Yeah.
We're taking the Seahawks, and they're going to win.
Yep.
That's all you got to say? Backing me up? Yep.
Oh, look, at the end of the day, if you want to know exactly how we feel about that game, we just put out the flagship a couple days ago, and we go into it in detail. And I'm thinking that most of the folks that are here with us have already listened to that. So I don't know that they need that on repeat.
Fine. Chiefs at Bills. Okay. There's two really good matchups this weekend.
Mm-hmm. No, this is a fabulous game.
This is regular season Bills versus the Chiefs.
That's exactly right. The Bills have won the last 3. I expect that to continue with the Chiefs just barely eking things out. Now, it's hard to take into account just how lucky the Chiefs are and just how that always seems to work out for them. But I like the Bills even without Kincaid and Keon Coleman. Who cares about Amari Cooper? I like the Bills here. Josh Allen seems to have their number in the regular season to this point.
He does. Harrison Butker out. That could be a big deal for them.
That's right.
With their kicker.
Yeah. They brought in some dude from the Jets.
Oh.
And if he couldn't beat out Zerline, that's telling you something.
That's pretty bad. All right. So you got the Bills. I also have the Bills.
Okay.
Finally, the Chiefs go down.
Yeah, it's going to happen at some point this year, and it's better for the Chiefs deal if they get one out of the way here, in the next couple of weeks anyway, so they don't have to do all the undefeated talk and all that nonsense.
Right. And, they still have a cushion with regard to the first round bye, and they don't really need this game. Sunday night football, Bengals, Chargers. This is one game that probably looked good at the beginning of the season with Burrow and Herbert. And now it's kind of a mid-tier game, but I guess still a fun matchup between those two quarterbacks.
It is. I really like the Chargers defense. Run game looks good. Herbert's starting to get it going. Harbaugh's done a nice job there in LA. So I like the Chargers here, even if it is on a neutral field.
Chargers are favorites. 1.5 is all, though. It's that Bengals defense that I have a little bit of a problem with. They do show up as like kind of middling.
Yeah.
Not in terms of points necessarily, but that Chargers defense a little more solid. Wow, first in points?
Yeah, they've been good, man.
And you're going with the Chargers?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with the Bengals. Because I don't know why. I'm a little bit scared by that defensive statistic of them being first.
Right.
But I need some games on you. This is where I got to start getting desperate, I think.
Okay. We may have to scroll back up because the Cowboys can't be my risk pick.
Oh, they can be.
No, they can't. They can't. Not the Titans either. Golly.
No?
I guess I'll go Raiders with you on that one. Gross. Oh, the risk picks are brutal this week, man.
Oh, they're not good. That's why I ended up on the Raiders. I thought after last week, I'm not going to make the same mistake again. But here, I feel like I should have to bully you into taking the Cowboys. But
you think you could bully me? That's funny. Yeah, we're gonna go Texans.
Where's Amy? Amy's the one that bullied me into the late risk pick last time.
That's right. But Amy
Adam, you already made your pick. You can't be a flip flopper. You got to stick with the Dolphins, man.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
So you're going Cowboys?
Sure, why not? all of the risk picks suck. So, like, what difference does it make?
Cowboys at home. You're riding with Cooper Rush
Mm-hmm.
as the Cowboys are 7-point underdogs.
Yep.
Explain yourself.
Explain myself. Well, it's going to be a game where the entire Texans team forgets how to play football. The Cowboys seem to, find, I don't know, actual players to go out there and play, and they figure out how to run the ball for 200 yards. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, there's no legitimate. No, this is what's going to happen. The sun is going to blind the Texans so badly, and it's such a big advantage for the Cowboys, as per Jerry Jones, that they're going to be able to pull it out.
The sun is magically going to appear on Monday Night Football and blind the Texans into not playing.
Yep, into a crushing loss.
That'll be fun. I am looking forward to the appearance by the sun on Monday Night Football.
Yep. Don't worry about it. It doesn't have to make sense.
Well, you had to make a risk pick somewhere, and
so I did.
You expired all your options.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
All right. Well, that evens us up a little bit on the year, so that's pretty fun. Well, we blew through our picks, Adam. Appreciate everybody who joined us in the chat. Fabrice, Amy, Dolph Hawk 93. Got James who came in early. R Ryan 911, our live executive producer. Anything else you want to say about this matchup between our Seahawks and the Niners coming up on Sunday?
No, but I did want to give you my tiebreaker score at the end.
Okay. Yeah, we should probably do that just so I don't have to text you afterward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's going to be 51 total points.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 48-3 Texans.
Flip-flopper Adam. We just can't get rid of him.
Flip-flopper Adam. That's fine. Yeah. You know what? I'm just going to embrace this flip-flop nonsense by just continuing to just be consistent. And it's going to, the parody of that's going to feel good. That's what makes the joke fun.
All Sparkable. Hello. I'm just here for the Hawk Talk. Not a lot of Hawk Talk on the pick show. I tried to keep getting you to go there, and you just want to keep taking your picks.
Yeah. Well, in terms of the Niners Seahawks here, look, it's not a huge game in terms of what this means for the season per se, because this team is what it is. We're not winning a Super Bowl. I doubt we're going to the playoffs, and that's all fine. But this is a massive game, I think, for Mike Macdonald, his strategy, his vision for this football team, and his partnership with John Schneider. Because as we talked about a little bit on Prop Stars, like, we're entering into circus zone here a little bit with all of these moves mid-season that don't seem to have consistency. You talk about flip-flopping. I mean, Mike Macdonald flip-flopped on linebackers like quicker than you'll make your head spin. Like, it's just crazy. So I don't know, man. It's these types of things that go on throughout a season. If it doesn't work and you start going 0-4 against the division here, like, that's when the narratives just get nasty out there.
I was a little bit concerned from what I heard from Mike Macdonald in his press conference this week, just because he seemed there seemed to be a lack of confidence just based on a lot of his answers. I don't know if that's anything that you picked up on watching it, but it just, I sensed, whether it was uncertainty, whether it was maybe frustration with the reporters' questions. I don't know. And part of it goes into that idea of, I guess what we're going to know is if they did come out of this week with a solid plan, because if the plan was to move on from linebacker and center, then things line up a little bit better in my mind with what ended up happening. If it goes south, and then I'm starting to wonder a little bit about the status of the team in the locker room and what's going on internally.
Yeah, this doesn't feel like a grand strategery kind of thing, right? This feels like throwing spaghetti at the wall and being like, well, we'll see how it goes. That guy's not the guy. Throw another dude in there. Let's see how it goes. look, I understand this is a transition year and you do need to get looks at guys and all of that stuff, but it just feels like an odd way to go about it. It's certainly not normal. It's not traditional. And I think Mike, in his press conference, you could sense the frustration in terms of, look, I'm sure he had a vision as to what this year would look like and what he could do with these players. And, it just hasn't come to fruition in really any way, shape, or form, especially if you look back over the last 6 games here. It's just been, just maddeningly, no, I don't even know how you say maddeningly, yes, inconsistent. And it's been a tough year. And look, it was kind of always going to be that way when you shake up the team as much as they did from top down this last offseason.
And I don't necessarily, as far as the move on from center, it's kind of similar to the 2 linebacker spots. You put 1-year flyer out on dudes. I thought that all these guys would at least make it through the season, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah, no, it definitely doesn't. I did have one thing here confirmed in the comments for me, though, Brandon. So we've got AZ cards from the Phoenix Suns, Vamanos Cardinales, and then with that emoji, and then Champy, Vamanos Cardinales with the same exact emojis. And so it appears that there's more than one fan for the Arizona Cardinals, but now we know it's the same dude with 5 accounts.
Yeah, just botting up our Seahawks stream for some reason.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, we're I was going to say division rivals, but that's not true.
No, and we will find out just how much of a rivalry there is after we beat the stupid 49ers coming up on Sunday.
Sure, maybe. Let's hope so.
And I think with that,
there's only one thing left to say.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.